Preparing for the coming 2019 national elections. Now, the ANC has seen a decline in both the national and local government elections. However, the newly elected leadership wants to prevent further decline in support for the party. And joining us in studio is the ANC spokesperson, Pule Mabe. A very good afternoon to you, Mr. Mabe. Thank you and welcome.
Afternoon and afternoon to the viewers of the SABC.
Indeed, briefly take us through what is discussed for the past 2 days.
Well, without going much into details, because you will know that matters of strategy as it relates to electioneering are quite internal. But safe to say that the ANC machinery that attended the whole elections workshop in terms of manpower, boost with its cadres who are tried and tested, who have been with the movement over time, and all of them have expressed their unwavering commitment to be part of this electioneering machinery. One, to make sure that they work tirelessly during this coming few days to mobilize people across each and every community to be ready for voter registration. We have been quite comforted by the messages coming from all our provinces representing the different municipal areas and voting districts in the country, who have indeed confirmed their readiness as well. And in the words of the head of the elections subcommittee, have all demonstrated their readiness to make sure that the ANC could actually emerge victorious in the upcoming polls.
Yeah, and the ANC is quite adamant that it will prevent, the loss of electoral support come 2019. What has changed? What is it that the ANC will do differently?
Well, like in all other years, I think that as part of modernizing our organization going forward, the ANC is remaining truthful in its own analysis of the challenges on the ground and developing proper strategies to be able to respond to those. This one are jobs, making sure that there is a sustainable jobs, especially for the youth, who constitute a larger part of the South African population, to be seen to be dealing decisively with instances of corruption, make sure that there is an open advocacy on ethical leadership, something that President Ramaphosa has been really pronouncing on since he came in as president, and something that is beginning to really be part of the psychology of the movement going forward. So you're going to be seeing a lot of those, including on, the new catchphrase, Tumamina, where you are actually beginning to say each and everyone where they live are volunteers to create better communities, be able to drive the distribution of opportunities in those communities, because not everyone will effectively be part of the employment corps. There are those who could be able to join the machinery through participating in numerous other enterprise development opportunities. So the ANC is confident that if it communicates one positive message to the public and make sure that this public, through this Tumamena movement, joins the ANC in that drive, we could be able to achieve greater heights.
And the party is also quite confident, I should say, that roping in former president in their electioneering campaigns might even help the party in its fortunes come 2019. But then we've seen only President Jacob Zuma being the only president, only ex-official member of the party after Nelson Mandela attending. And you did say yesterday that all former presidents will be attending. But then Thabo Mbeki said he never received such invitation. Is there politics at play here?
Well, there are no politics per se. Look, safe to say that it could have been a communications bungle, in the sense that perhaps the time it took to convey a message, or the time it got to the necessary places for approvals and all of that. But I can tell you that we are of one mind. We did make sure that a letter has been written to the Thabo Mbeki Foundation, President Thabo Mbeki's foundation. An acknowledgement of receipt has been also conveyed to the African National Congress Secretary General's office. We have also requested the newly appointed General Manager in Lituli House, Comrade Phoebe Potgieter, to also engage with Comrade Mokoni, Rachitanga, and other people at the Thabo Mbeki Foundation to make sure that they could be able to enhance effective coordination of some of these activities going forward. Because President Mbeki is one leader that we hold in high esteem, respect dearly, and believe that his wisdom and courage would also be most sought to allow the ANC to move forward much stronger. Also because you would have noticed that President Ramaphosa has himself been leading the charge in terms of communicating the unity message. So we are going to...
I guess the same can be said about President Jacob Zuma himself. But then President Jacob Zuma is one leader who is said to be responsible for the party's electoral decline, and some pundits also say that he is the reason why he was recalled from office, because he might cost the election, the ANC dearly in the upcoming elections. But then the ANC will be using him in this electioneering drive. That is an antithesis.
Well, I think that to be realistic here, President Jacob Zuma is himself a tried and tested cadre of the movement. He has always heeded the call to participate in an array of activities that the ANC would have. We are also encouraged by the fact that he attended this elections workshop and committed himself towards being part of the electioneering machinery. So what we should be doing is to take the leaf out of the constructive gesture displayed by the former president of the ANC, wanting to work together with the movement. Actually, the kind of discipline that President Zuma continues to display is one that we, the young ones, can learn a lot from. He doesn't say, because there was a recall, because I had to voluntarily resign from the party, therefore I will not be part of their programs going forward. He was there in a jovial mood, smiling with everyone, displaying his commitment to join our efforts for campaigning. And we hope that the same would also be what we'll all begin to see from amongst other former presidents, former President Thabo Mbeki, Deputy President Kgalema Motlanthe, and all other stalwarts. I think it's a call to all other stalwarts of the movement. I mean, we, the young ones, believe that we can learn a great deal from those that helped construct national liberation in this country.
Mr. Mabe, thank you so much for your time.
Oh, thanks.
ANC spokesperson Pule Mabe. On to other news now. KwaZulu-Natal Health Department's efforts to improve